Hello, hello. Let's get rid of my phone so we don't have what we did yesterday. Hi, and welcome to Tuesday, the 3rd of December. I would like to pay my respects to the spirits of the land here in Lumaranatana, where it is cold and no, it's not cold, it's humid as anything, it's wet and grey. I was just working out with Norm Tuesday morning workouts, and I was watching the humidity go from 86 up to 90% humidity because I was training inside today because it's raining outside, and it was tough. It was just like, oh my God, it was sort of sauna like 90% humidity. Like, what is that shit? Good morning. How are you? All right. So right now we have good morning, Alicia. Good morning, Heather. Mwah, to both of you. All right. So we have the moon in Capricorn right now. It moved there just about 20 minutes ago. It in at 8:09. So let's get some of our jobs done today. All right. Let's get some jobs done. All right. So we have all right, first of all, what are some of the practical foundations that you have running your life right now? Now, yesterday I talked a lot about our systems and our processes. Good morning, Steph. Good morning, Jay. So yeah, today we're looking at the things that make our lives run easier, all right? What are those simple processes that we tend to forget? Have a look back, that retrograde in Sagittarius, Jupiter retrograde in Gemini, Mars stationary, all right? So this is an important one because Mars is our engine, get up and go. And when everything is starting to go retrograde and we're becoming a little bit introverted, we still need these good systems so that our lives just chug along, that internal propulsion, all right? Because we're going to want to, especially for Aries and Scorpio and, those people that have got a strong Mars in their influence in their lives, that retrograde is going to make us want to just sort of shut down a little bit. And, we're human. We can have periods of rest and recovery, but we still need to keep going. So if we're figuring out these processes, they're the set and forget processes. So anyway, so today is a great day to create a process sheet or at least acknowledge what it is that is helping the smooth sailing. All right, so now Venus is at the coming up to the last degrees of Capricorn. She changes on Saturday evening. All right, so Mars and Venus change Saturday evening. Now, she could come up with some alternate considerations, but nothing is set in stone until that dotted line is signed, all right? So explore your options and make sure you're considering what feels good to you and what makes sense to you. All right, now I was just talking with Mickey, and I used the analogy of, are you Jay? Are you a university student that needs to get to classes on time with Mercury retrograde and Jupiter retrograde? It's like, okay, so do I need to pack my bag? Do I need to make sure that I know the transport timetable? Do I need to know what professor I'm going to go see and they like you 10 minutes early? So there's this whole, what are the considerations that are going to make things run smoothly, especially when glitches are happening? There's just, good morning, Dommy, how are you? So yeah, so or are you a mother with that needs to get kids off to school? Do the lunches need to be made the night before? Um, you know, myself, I was talking to you yesterday about all the processes that I had in place that made sure that I got a newsletter out and made sure that I was doing the social stuff, like all of that. How am I running my business? I mean, Saturn went retrograde and that all sort of went, but now Saturn is direct again and he is like, okay, discipline, Bridget, discipline. All right. What are the responsible actions that you can take on a daily basis that are going to get that dream you have made reality? All right. Saturn in Pisces. I have a spiritual vision that I want the momentum to come back again. All right. Mercury in Sagittarius, that big picture vision is looking back at, where were the times I could see that evidence happening. And Jupiter retrograde in Gemini, let me sit and think about it and have a look within to see what Jupiter in Gemini retrograde principles worked for me earlier. All right. So, again, there's this such a cerebral, intellectual um, type of vibe happening. All right, anyway, so now in general for today, the moon is square to the nodes. All right, that is going to be exact at around 4 p.m. I don't necessarily think this is a negative thing at all. I think this just might be you seeing where the process, what are the, where is the smooth sailing bumping into things. All right, so again, we're looking for these processes that work, that we know work. We're not looking for new, inventive, creative. We're not buying someone's course who says they can help you run it all, because no, we're looking for things that have already worked for us. All right, now in between 2 and 7, or 2-ish and 7:30-ish, the moon is also in conjunct Mars. All right, Mars in Leo. There is a little bit of tension. The same with that square to the nodes. That again, Mars is so slow right now in Leo, and in Leo he's quite proud of himself, but he cannot rest on his laurels. Is that the right way to say that thing? You can't rest on your laurels? Anyway, you know what I mean. He can't just continue to think, well, I was once great and I will always be great. No. If he was a politician, and actually the political feel is in the air for the rest of the week as well. So consider this. I just finished reading a book, and the lead character was a politician. So anyway, it works. So, there's these politicians up on stage and they're trying to get your vote. They're trying to remain relevant, but they need to keep doing the work to remain relevant. All right. So here we are. What worked? How can I start to implement that again? Like I was saying yesterday, I didn't. Oh, excellent, Steph. Excellent. I didn't write down my processes. Therefore, shiny thing got me, and I was like, "Oh, I'm off on this way now." So rather than having a reminder going, "You need to do this, this, and this," and maybe try to automate or try to streamline, because I do only have a sort of small window of focus. I could possibly, I'm starting to use my calendar more. I'm starting to use my diary more and reminding myself, okay, set a focus mate session where you are going to do these things. And then I'm like, oh, what am I doing today? Okay, I'm doing that. So whatever works for you is the type of thing that we're going to be looking at for today and tomorrow as well. We've got that moon in Capricorn up till 3:20 p.m. on Thursday. All right, so next couple of days, what is working? All right, now also in the sky, we have the Sun and Mercury coming to conjunction. All right, let's have a look at Jane. Make a gentle marketing plan. Yes, for your menopause retreat. I love that. With what has worked before, amazing. Ignore all the ads. How to market a 6 bloody figure seller retreat. Absolutely, Jane. Those things are so easy to get sucked into because they have the right people writing their SEO and copy. They know how to suck us in. But then it's like, oh, but then you've got to learn their way. Like you just said, a gentle marketing plan. You don't want the shouty man in your social media feed screaming at already, menopausal women. That's not what they want. They're going to be like, no, I need rest and recovery. Anyway, that is perfect, Jane. All right, so yeah, Sun coming up to conjunct Mercury. That Kazemi is on the 6th. All right. Now, I'll just quickly read what I wrote on the 6th. All right. So we've got the Kazemi at 1:17 p.m. So it's during the day. I see the light. But something may have you wondering whether it's divine vision or a UFO, and you probably shouldn't follow that light. so we've got this active questioning happening as well. So that Mercury, Sun, and the Sun is also, well, Sun and Mercury are also opposing Jupiter. Been talking a little bit about that internal wisdom that you already have. All right, and they are both also, because they're together, they are both square Saturn. All right, so this is the discipline required for the mental work that you're doing. You know, you want to achieve that dream, you want to achieve that spiritual principle, you want to break free of oh my god, the right word uh of escapist tendencies. All right, so if you are maybe struggling with addiction right now, or you are feeling like you are falling into that sad place, you know, that Saturn in Pisces can absolutely remind you of the hard trials of the past. So that Mercury, which is retrograde, is that squaring Saturn, can also take you back to those places. But in this case, it's so that you can resolve them and, you know, maintain that strength that comes from a Saturnian transit. All right, because hard work and hard lessons make stronger people and more resilient situations. All right, so there's the Sun, Mercury, Saturn. Now in the sky, Venus, who is in Capricorn, so she's there with the moon right now, is sextile Neptune. All right, so the cogs are turning and this spiritual principle is starting to come through, or even just that subconscious, because Neptune is in Pisces, you know, and Neptune is not you know, he can be a total dick, man. Like, think of the sea. It can be smooth sailing or it can be choppy waters, you know. So both of those things are Neptune ruled. So, you know, maybe the storm that is raging in your subconscious, it's that, okay, you know, like I can float my own boat, or, you know, creating that vision of that boat being unsinkable. So I don't know, that's just what came through. All right, now Venus is also coming up to conjunct Pluto as soon as she moves in on Saturday morning. So, or actually, that exact conjunction is 1 a.m. on Sunday morning. But again, there's that, you know, that future vision. As soon as she moves into Aquarius, she's come down out of the boardroom. She's done the office. She's out of the office now. She's boots on the ground, talking to the people in the community, so that she can see all those things that I put into place while I was in the office. Are they actually relevant? You know what I mean? So then, blah blah blah. All right. So that's pretty much it. And also Jupiter is also square Saturn. All right, because we've got that opposition and square with the Sun and Mercury. They're all talking to each other, and Saturn's like, you know, socially, have we learned a lesson? You know, because it's Jupiter and Saturn, the big ones, and their cycle are the ones that really influence society. So we are being asked to, you know, look at how the cycles of time have already showed us how these things work. So, you know, with all the wars that we've gone on, I mean, the last two, saw something a couple of weeks ago, and they were saying that within days of Mars going direct from its retrograde cycle was when World War One started and World War Two started. All right, so I think it was like World War Two was maybe like 17 days after it's stationed direct, after its retrograde. So, and I'm not trying to scare anyone into anything, but, you know, things line up. Saturn and Neptune move into Aries in March of next year. Mars finishes its retrograde cycle at the end of February. So, you know, there's still some tumultuous energy coming, but, you know, just put it into perspective in your own reality. What is that potentially going to look like for you? All right, so where are you finding this tension, and how can you resolve it within yourself, little bit by little bit? You know, you've got this much time. Don't let it get to the point where it's going to break or shock you. It's like, no, you chip away, chip away, chip away. So by the time those big exact aspects come, you're like so far down that healing path that it's not a break your arm type of experience. All right, let's draw a card. Okay, all right. I'm not going to draw a weaver today. I'm just going to draw a tarot card. Let's see what this says. What is the right card? This one. Oh, I felt that was two. Oh, okay. All right. Good morning, Amy. So build a bomb shelter. Yeah, but you're building resilience, Dommy. Yes, build a bomb shelter around you so that the shit flying your way from the explosions from other people don't hit you. And look, even this card, the Nine of Swords, all right? So, I'm always going to say, look for the white bird, all right? So if you are in this rest and recovery phase, look, if this is Mars, Mars is like, I'm tired. I'm really tired. Look, Mars needs to have a rest. So let's not allow this Mercury Jupiter analysis paralysis or focusing on the negative and then having that internal, excuse me, having that internal combustion being from the negative spinning of the wheels. All right, we're always going to try, if you do feel yourself that overwhelm, turn the inner observer on and just be like, oh wow, okay, observe those thoughts and always look for the white bird. Like, where's the positive in this experience? So definitely, like I think that's so relevant. That absolutely looks like a feminine version of Mars there. Our action planet is going to sit down and have a little bit of a rest. He's going to be stationary for, oh, I can't even remember how long he's at the same degree, but we've got to really continue to drive ourselves here. All right, especially like myself, I'm Scorpio ruled, I'm Mars ruled. My solar return is both Aries ascendant and moon with a Scorpio. Like, I'm very Marsy this year, so I need to make sure that I am propelling myself because these are the things that are important to me. Where does that drive come from within? Do you have a passion? Like Jane, she's passionate about her yoga and her retreats and and healing women, giving them space. That's a passion that drives you. What drives you? And just like Mars needs to have a rest, it also, you need to be able to keep yourself going during this time. And so is this, what is important, and have I got the systems in place to make sure these things can run themselves when I am having a rest, an active rest phase. So that's me, guys. Amazing. Look, I'm having a little bit of a hot flush right now too. So funny. All right, guys, I love you all. I'm actually home all day today, so if anybody wants like a little bit of a reading or even just a, like a 15-minute $40 job, like, just give me a buzz. I'm around. So, mwah. See ya.